Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a seriously mind-bending story. We've got two completely different souls literally thrown across dimensions and crash-landing into each other's chaotic lives. It's this wild mashup that seamlessly blends gritty urban survival with high-stakes fantasy warfare. Let's just get right into it.
I mean, think about it for a second. How would a modern-day, stone-cold assassin survive an apocalyptic fantasy war? And on the flip side, how is a naive, nature-loving elf girl supposed to navigate the concrete jungle of a magicless Earth? Honestly, it sounds like an absolute recipe for disaster. But, as you'll see, survival is really all about adapting to the crazy system you're given.
Section 1. The Casino and the Swap. So, we kick things off on Earth with our hitman Sam. He's just exacted some incredibly swift revenge on his mother's killer in a packed casino. But then, out of nowhere, a totally random mugging triggers a literal cosmic event. Sam takes a blow to the head with a carved wooden doll, draws a bit of blood, and boom, that connects Earth directly to the Elven realm. Sam wakes up in a lush fantasy world in a completely different body, while an elf girl named Sarah suddenly opens her eyes in his body, totally stranded in a grim, mana-depleted modern city.
Section 2. Two worlds, two systems. Now, the universe actually doesn't leave either of them empty-handed here. They both wake up to these distinct, completely gamified life-or-death systems. It's almost like a bizarre video game. Sam finds himself staring down this ominous, glowing red screen that is constantly calculating his imminent demise. It's entirely survival-based. Meanwhile, Sarah gets a blue screen. Hers calculates the success probability of her actions, which is pretty crucial since she's now on an Earth totally devoid of magic.
Section 3. Sam's Deadly Red System.
Let's break down how this actually works in practice. So Sam is in a super dangerous treehouse, and he basically treats his survival like a giant puzzle mechanic. Channeling his inner assassin, he intentionally triggers a low-level death trap. Right? He purposely sets a 30% death rate for himself just to game the system and earn stat points. He manages to survive the blast and then immediately dumps all those hard-earned points straight into his vitality stat, just trying to brute force his way through the danger.
And you know what? That massive gamble totally pays off. By maxing out his vitality, he unlocks this unique law skill called Wood Affinity. This is a real game changer. It gives him a colossal 300% boost to wooden spells. Plus, and this is absolutely crucial for a guy constantly in the crosshairs, it grants him the gruesome but incredibly effective ability to heal his own extreme physical wounds just by, literally, chewing on tree bark and raw plant matter.
Section 4. Sarah survives modern Earth.
Okay, jumping back to Earth. Sarah's plotline is this hilarious, absurd mix of an urban thriller and a total fish-out-of-water comedy. Just to cast a single seed spell, she literally has to dodge street thugs 70 times until her system's success rate creeps up to 70%. She's running around mistaking local RPG cosplayers for shape-shifting goblins, stuffing her face with dozens of plates of dumplings just to restore her mana, and eventually she actually finds herself confronting Kim Jae-young, a murderous rogue magician using forbidden magic.
Just think about a 3% success rate. It's abysmal, right? Well, that's the exact rate Sarah intentionally forces on her own spell during her showdown with Kim Jae-young. She absolutely knows it's going to fail, and that's the genius of it. She purposefully triggers an elemental backlash that completely shatters his highly dangerous dimensional magic array. She effectively takes down a serial killer through calculated, weaponized failure.
Section 5. The Goblin Horde Attacks.
Shifting gears back to the fantasy realm, Sam gets thrust right into a world-ending border war. The Elven army is highly structured, all based on their elemental species. You've got green elves as infantry, rare elemental elves commanding the magic, and common elves providing sunlight support. It's a tight ship, but this rigid hierarchy is about to get completely wrecked by a massive poison dragon leading the goblin forces.
The battlefield just instantly descends into total chaos. While the mighty Knight Commander is getting pushed back by goblin champions and desperately needs backup, Sam's brilliance really shines. He uses his new Wood Affinity to mutate basic sunflower seeds into actual arrow tower treants to hold the line. It's crazy, but unfortunately the rest of the elven defenses, like Nikki the Wind Elf, are literally melting under the toxic assault of the poison dragon.
Section 6. Fall of Elven Heroes.
As the front lines fall, the true devastating cost of this war becomes so agonizingly apparent, giving us a heartbreaking payoff to decades of lore. Ever since she was a child, Elder Beatrice told the Knight Commander, who she called Little Red, that her only real purpose was to bloom and die. Despite Little Red vowing to grow strong and protect her, Beatrice ends up sacrificing her own life force to block the dragon's poison. She transforms into a massive red bloom, giving her life just to revive their slumbering elven chief, Aurora.
Section 7. The Bone Angel's Arrival.
Now, Chief Aurora's dramatic revival should have been the triumphant turning point, right? But out of nowhere, an even darker threat materializes. A terrifying figure known as the Bone Angel just steps onto the battlefield. He effortlessly executes the Poison Dragon, the exact same beast that nearly wiped out the entire elven army, just to casually absorb its life force. And he delivers this absolutely chilling line: all ages will end one day, and the elven age is near its end as well.
The power disparity here is just staggering. I mean, even when the Knight Commander awakens her forbidden blood elf lineage, instantly doubling all of her stats and gaining incredible speed, it doesn't even matter. Her combat effectiveness is nothing compared to the Bone Angel. She can't land a single scratch on him. He is playing on a completely different level of reality.
So, here's the crucial moment. How does our hitman react to an unwinnable scenario? In a moment of pure, unadulterated desperation, as the angel goes in for the final execution strike, Sam steps up. Using just a random piece of wood, he falls back on his assassin accuracy to deflect the angel's blade, saving the Knight Commander's life. But his system immediately calculates the terrifying reality of drawing a literal apocalyptic angel's attention. The glowing red system flashes wildly on his screen, 98%. That is Sam's newly updated death rate. By jumping in, this system is basically telling him he is virtually guaranteed to die in the very next second. But right before the angel can strike, Chief Aurora steps in. She places her hand gently on Sam's head, claiming him under her ultimate protection, and declares that the Life Elves will never let him wither. And immediately, right before his eyes, those terrifying red numbers on Sam's interface plummet. They drop from a guaranteed 98% death rate all the way down to an absolute 0%. Which leaves us with this final, thrilling question to ponder. With the 0% death rate secured, but an apocalyptic angel still standing right in front of him, what exactly is Sam's next move? How does a cynical, modern-day hitman outsmart an entity that brings about the end of the world? His system says he won't die today, but in a universe this chaotic, survival is just step one. Thank you so much for tuning into this explainer. Keep analyzing, keep adapting, and I'll catch you next time.